Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have a stack of slasher films that I think you should check out this Halloween season. Hey guys, welcome back. Like I said, I just have a stack of slasher films that I want to go over in this video. If you're not familiar, slasher movies are a subgenre of the horror genre. That's what's kind of cool about the horror genre is there's so many different subgenres. Slasher happens to be my favorite. By definition, I actually don't know the full definition of slasher. If I think of it, I'll put it up on screen right now. But in my opinion, slasher movies are just usually films that have like a killer, and you know, that's basically it. It's just there's just like either one or two killers, and just kind of plays around with usually a group of teens that are just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But when I was pulling movies for this, I was going to make a whole stack of like 15 great slasher films to watch, and I decided halfway through when I was pulling out movies to do for this, I decided to basically not talk about all of the like the big ones that people have already probably have seen. I still have them here, but I'm just going to run through those really quick. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on them just because I feel like people have already seen these films. I've already talked about them quite a bit throughout this channel, and I kind of want to get into the ones that I feel like not necessarily a lot of people have seen. Some of them are probably more popular than others, but the ones that I feel like I don't really need to talk about that they're great movies. First we have like Psycho, obviously a classic that everyone has probably seen. Obviously Halloween, just a fantastic film. Friday the 13th or the Friday the 13th series. The Scream series is classic as well. The Child's Play or the Chucky films are just great. Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, I've already talked about those in a previous video, and the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So all of those I feel like are like well-known slasher films that a lot of people have seen. Obviously there are, tons and tons of sequels on all of those movies, and I just feel like I don't need to go in and talk about them really that much because I don't know, I feel like everyone talks about them. So I'm just going to go over a few movies here that I have that I feel like are kind of, I don't want to say underrated, but definitely not talked about nearly as much as that other stack that I just talked about. Some of these you may have seen before, some of them you may have not. I would recommend checking out all of these. I think they're all great. And like obviously, some of these are definitely like very popular films that you might have considered to be more in that first stack of films that everybody has seen already. But these are ones that I just feel like, I don't know, I don't hear a lot talked about. But the first one that I have here is the film The Prowler. Now this is a film that I feel like yes, people have definitely have seen this movie, but it's one that I feel like it's still like not talked about all that much. It's definitely just a great slasher film that I would recommend checking out if you have not seen it already. The next one here, and honestly for this one I would say either check out the original or the remake. I feel like I like both for different reasons, but I'm going to recommend the original My Bloody Valentine. Sorry, the glare is kind of a lot. That might be better. The original My Bloody Valentine film. The remake, honestly, I enjoyed a lot. But this one is still just fantastic. I feel like there's not a ton of Valentine like Day horror films. So I would say, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's about, a guy in gas mask and like mining gear, just going around killing people with a pickaxe. Just great time. So the next one, this is kind of a newer one that I feel like is starting to gain more popularity as like the years go on, and that is the film You're Next. So this kind of falls under that like home invasion, like slasher kind of. So I don't know if I would fully consider it to be slasher, but it definitely has that element of, a few killers and just, these people in these like animal masks and stuff. It's definitely one that I need to upgrade this to a Blu-ray, but this is definitely one that I feel like is slowly gaining more popularity as people are able to go see it, and yeah, it's just great. And the next one here that I would recommend, this is from 1974, and it's a film that I feel like a lot of people have seen or at least know about. I would recommend checking this out either during Halloween or Christmas. I think both times would be a great time to watch it. I personally like it more during Christmas, and that is the film Black Christmas. So I really actually enjoy this movie. It's about like, a kind of like a college town, and there is kind of a killer in this like sorority house type of thing, and it's great. It's a great time. Again, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to necessarily give anything away, but I really do enjoy it. I would recommend checking it out. And the next one here, this is one that definitely people have seen or at least have heard about. I feel like it's more of a well-known, which probably could have gone in the first pile, but that is the film Candyman. There was a remake of this, I think it was this last year, but honestly, just a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend checking it out. The next one here, this is one that I would say less people know about. Definitely still like probably within the horror community people have seen this, but that is the film Intruder. I watched this for the first time this year actually, and it's just great. It's a fantastic film. It's about a killer in a grocery store, and they have kind of like a lot of fun with that idea of going down the different aisles and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's a lot of fun. And I think this is actually a full moon release, this DVD at least. But it has Bruce Campbell. Sam Raimi is acting in the film, and I just feel like it's just a great time. So I would highly recommend checking it out. If a killer in a grocery store sounds interesting, definitely check Intruder out. The next one, this is with Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's not Halloween, but it is still, I love this film. I think it's a lot of fun, and that is the film Terror Train. So, yeah, this is basically, I think it's like a bunch of, I want to say college students. Yeah, college students it's like New Year's, and, a bunch of college students got on this train to go from point A to point B, and there's like a killer on the train. It's a pretty straightforward plot, but it's still like a lot of fun, and I would recommend checking that out. The next one here, this is one that I feel like a lot of people have seen, or maybe some people have heard of it but not like seen it, but that is the film Sleepaway Camp. It has that like summer camp feeling to it, and it's just I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I feel like it has that a bunch of kids at a summer camp. It reminds me a lot of like Friday the 13th, but not quite there because it's like slightly different. But if you like Friday the 13th, I would highly recommend checking out Sleepaway Camp. And speaking of which, if you like Friday the 13th, I would highly recommend checking out the last pick, and that is The Burning. So this is definitely, it has that same feeling as, in a similar sense as like Friday the 13th, where there is a killer and he comes back for revenge. It's essentially a bunch of kids. They accidentally kill somebody, and so that guy basically comes back for revenge, and it's just kind of a you know, there's just some interesting effects throughout the film, and I just feel like if you enjoy films like Friday the 13th, I would highly recommend checking out The Burning. But that is my pick, I guess, for the, I guess, underrated slash not underrated like slasher films. I really just enjoy all of these. I feel like they're all pretty fun, and obviously there are a ton of other slasher films that I could have talked about. There's a lot that I have not seen. So what are some of your favorites? Are there any that I talked about that you really enjoy? Are there any that I talked about that you hate? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. What are some that I might have missed? Any recommendations? I also really am curious. I really enjoy hearing recommendations. But thank you guys so much for watching. My next video will be on like October 31st, which is a Tuesday, which is Halloween. So yeah, that's going to kind of like, between this video and the next one, that's going to wrap up my 31 Nights of Halloween. I hope you guys are all watching some fantastic horror movies and just enjoying the October season. It is so much fun. I just love this season so much, and it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.